Hi everyone, it's Francine here from Cart Wealth Management, and today I want to talk about the importance of having a properly prepared will in place. People often think, well, I'm single, I don't really have any assets, so what do I need a will for? Or we're married and everything is going to go to each other, so what do we need a will for? Do you know what happens if you die without a will, which is called dying intestate, in Ontario? And no, the government doesn't take all your money. But when you die, well, whether you have a will or not, everything is frozen. And so if there is no executor in a will, then the courts have to appoint one. They have to notify everyone who has a financial interest in your estate. That could be adult children, elderly parents, siblings, people scattered all over the place. And if there are competing interests, then the courts will have to make a decision on that. So there's expenses for your surviving relatives to hire lawyers, and of course there's going to be huge time delays as this works its way through the courts. So it's important to have a will and you have an executor named. Also, if you die without a will and there is no executor, then the courts again have to appoint one, and that executor will have to live in Ontario. If your surviving relative is a brother who lives in British Columbia and you die without a will, that brother cannot be the executor. If you had a will, yes, you could have named him. So now what happens? The courts, your brother, whoever, have to find somebody, a friend who lives in Ontario to be your executor. As well, if you have a mortgage to pay or loans to pay or anything else that has to be paid, how can that be paid? It could be months, if not years, until your estate is settled. And will people have the means to continue making these mortgage payments or paying your loans until they can access your frozen accounts? I hope that's got a fire lit under you to get your will done. If you die without a will, generally there's an order that the courts follow to distribute assets. The first $200,000 of your assets would go to your spouse, and anything after that would be split equally between your spouse and children. That may be what you want, maybe it's not. Maybe you want to leave more to your children, but without a will, it won't happen. If you have no spouse but you have children, then it would be split equally between your children. Again, that may be fine, but maybe that's not exactly what you want. If you have neither a spouse nor children, then it would go to any surviving parents. And I remember meeting with a client once to do some planning, and she did not have a spouse or children. She had siblings, but she also had an elderly parent who was in the initial stages of Alzheimer's. And if she died, then that parent would get her assets. If she has a will, she can name her siblings as the beneficiaries. Could that be challenged? Yeah, sure. Wills are challenged all the time, and this would be challenged, but again, it means having a lawyer, hiring lawyers, expenses, and time delays. If there's no spouse, children, parents, it goes to siblings and their children, and so on and so forth down the line. If you want to make a charitable bequest and it's not in your will, it won't happen. Yes, you can leave a sticky note somewhere saying, please donate so much money to my charity of choice. Money can do very strange things to people, and it may not necessarily happen. If you have a will in place, you can name all your charitable bequests. You can have your assets distributed as you wish, quickly and easily. So I hope this has inspired you to get a will. If you would like, you can reach out to me through askfrancine.ca, and I can send you a link to some affordable lawyers. The money you spend now, it's really not that much, and it will save you so much money, time, headache and heartache down the road. You can go to a neighborhood Facebook group and ask for a recommendation or ask family and friends. But please, please get that done. And next video, we're going to talk about powers of attorney. Until then, please stay safe and sane. Take care of yourself.